If you are over 60 and you believe that eating large amounts of raw cruciferous vegetables like cabbage, cauliflower, and broccoli every single day is automatically protecting your health, this is something you need to hear calmly and honestly. Because with age, the digestive system changes in ways most people are never told about. Stomach acid often becomes weaker, digestive enzymes slow down, and food that once passed easily through your system can now sit longer, ferment more, and quietly create inflammation. And raw cruciferous vegetables are among the hardest vegetables for older digestive systems to manage, even though they are full of nutrients. They are also full of tough fibers and sulfur-based compounds that require strong digestion to break down properly. And when that digestion is weaker, these vegetables can produce gas, bloating, pressure, and discomfort that many people mistakenly blame on aging itself. But it is often the food, not age, doing the damage. These vegetables also contain goitrogens, natural compounds that can interfere with thyroid function when eaten frequently in raw form, and thyroid function already tends to slow with age, which can lead to fatigue, weight gain, cold sensitivity, and low energy. And when people over 60 consume large raw salads daily with cabbage or cauliflower, they may unknowingly be adding stress to an already sensitive hormonal system. Another issue is inflammation. Raw cruciferous vegetables can irritate the gut lining in people with slower digestion or existing gut sensitivity, and that irritation can spill over into the joints, making stiffness and aches worse, especially in the knees, hips, and fingers, which many people write off as arthritis without realizing food is playing a role. This does not mean these vegetables are bad forever. It means the form and frequency matter more as we age. Lightly cooking these vegetables changes their structure, reduces their harsh compounds, and makes them far easier to digest. But eating them raw every day after 60 can feel like a healthy habit, while quietly draining comfort and energy. And this is why many seniors notice they feel lighter, less bloated, and more comfortable when they switch from raw salads to warm cooked meals. Digestion is warmth, and aging bodies thrive on warmth and gentleness, not cold, raw, aggressive fiber. The biggest mistake is thinking that more fiber is always better, when in reality the right fiber in the right form is what truly supports the body, especially later in life. Listening to your body after meals is one of the most powerful tools you have, because discomfort is not normal, it is feedback. And when you reduce raw cruciferous vegetables and notice your stomach feels calmer, your joints move easier, and your energy steadies, that is your body saying thank you, not with words but with relief. As we move past 60, many people are shocked to discover that foods they have eaten their entire lives without any issue can suddenly begin to cause discomfort. And raw onions are one of the most common examples of this quiet shift, because while onions are praised for their antioxidants and protective compounds, they are also extremely high in sulfur and fermentable fibers that demand strong digestive power. And with age, that digestive power often softens, stomach acid levels drop, and gut movement slows, allowing raw onion compounds to sit longer in the intestines and ferment aggressively, which leads to bloating, pressure, gas, and even sharp abdominal discomfort that can appear hours after eating. And many people never make the connection between the raw onions in their salads and the tight, swollen feeling they experience later in the day. Raw onions also tend to trigger acid reflux in older adults because they relax the valve between the stomach and the esophagus, which allows stomach acid to creep upward, creating burning, coughing, and disturbed sleep that people often blame on aging or medication rather than the food itself. Another hidden issue is inflammation. Sulfur compounds in raw onions can irritate an already sensitive gut lining, especially in people who have IBS, diverticulosis, or a history of digestive sensitivity. And once the gut becomes irritated, inflammation can spread beyond digestion, showing up as joint stiffness, fatigue, brain fog, or general body discomfort. This is why some people feel achy or drained without understanding why. Onions also belong to a group of foods known as high FODMAP foods, which means they feed gut bacteria very quickly. And while that can be beneficial in small amounts, excessive fermentation in older guts often creates more harm than benefit. The key difference here is raw versus cooked. Cooking onions breaks down their harsh fibres, reduces their sulfur intensity, and makes them dramatically easier to digest. Many people who cannot tolerate raw onions feel perfectly fine eating them cooked, which shows the problem is not the onion itself, but the form it is consumed in. Continuing to eat raw onions daily after 60 can quietly inflame the digestive system while giving the illusion of a healthy habit. And over time, this can contribute to chronic bloating, poor nutrient absorption, and fatigue, especially if digestion is already fragile. Replacing raw onions with gently cooked versions allows the body to access the nutrients without the irritation, and this simple adjustment can bring noticeable relief within days. Digestion after 60 is about cooperation, not challenge, and when food works with the body rather than pushing against it, energy improves, comfort returns, and the body begins to feel supported instead of stressed. Making this small change can remove a hidden source of daily discomfort that many older adults never realize is there. Many people are surprised to learn that tomatoes can become a problem food after 60, especially when they are eaten raw and frequently, because tomatoes are often associated with heart health and antioxidants, yet aging bodies can respond very differently to foods that once felt harmless. Tomatoes belong to the nightshade family, which contains natural compounds that can trigger inflammation in sensitive individuals, and sensitivity tends to increase with age as digestion weakens and the gut lining becomes more permeable, allowing these compounds to interact more strongly with the immune system. One of the most common signs of tomato sensitivity in older adults is joint stiffness, especially in the knees, hips, shoulders, and fingers. And many people wake up feeling achy or stiff without ever suspecting the tomatoes in their daily salads or sandwiches. Raw tomatoes are also highly acidic, and as stomach acid production decreases with age, the body struggles to balance acidity properly, which can lead to heartburn, reflux, and irritation of the stomach lining. Even people who never had reflux earlier in life can suddenly experience burning or discomfort after meals that include raw tomatoes. Another issue is histamine. Tomatoes are naturally high in histamines, and histamine tolerance often decreases with age. High histamine foods can trigger flushing, headaches, digestive upset, and overall inflammation in people who have reduced histamine breakdown, which becomes more common over 60. Many people report feeling foggy, restless, or unusually fatigued after meals without realizing food histamine is playing a role. Tomatoes can also aggravate autoimmune tendencies by stimulating inflammatory responses when consumed too often, especially in raw form. This does not mean tomatoes must be eliminated forever. It means the body may require moderation and preparation changes. Cooking tomatoes reduces their acidity and alters some of the irritating compounds, making them easier to tolerate. Fermented or slow cooked tomato sauces are often better handled than raw slices. Listening closely to how your body reacts after tomato-heavy meals is essential. Stiffness, swelling, or digestive discomfort are not random. They are signals. Aging bodies speak more softly, but with more honesty. Continuing to eat raw tomatoes daily while ignoring these signals can slowly increase inflammation and discomfort over time. When people over 60 reduce raw tomato intake for a few weeks, many notice less joint pain, improved digestion, and more stable energy, which confirms the food was playing a role. Healthy eating after 60 is not about following trends or food myths. It is about recognizing how your body responds now, not how it responded decades ago. Making small adjustments based on awareness rather than fear often brings the most lasting relief and comfort. Spinach is often described as one of the healthiest foods you can eat, and for many years that statement is true, but after 60 the way the body handles certain compounds begins to change. And raw spinach can quietly become a source of stress rather than support, especially when it is consumed frequently in salads or blended daily into smoothies. Spinach is extremely high in oxalates, natural plant compounds that bind to minerals like calcium and magnesium, and as kidney efficiency and mineral absorption decline with age, these oxalates can accumulate more easily, increasing the risk of kidney stones, joint discomfort, and reduced bone mineral availability. Many people over 60 are already focused on protecting their bones, yet consuming large amounts of raw spinach may unintentionally interfere with calcium usage in the body. Raw spinach is also surprisingly tough on digestion. Its fibrous structure requires strong stomach acid and enzymes to break down properly. And when digestion is slower, spinach can sit in the gut and cause bloating, pressure, and discomfort that people often attribute to age or medications. Another overlooked issue is that spinach contains natural nitrate compounds that can place extra demand on the liver and kidneys, organs that already work harder as we age. And while nitrates themselves are not harmful, excessive intake from raw sources can feel taxing to an aging system. Spinach also contributes to histamine load, which can worsen inflammation, headaches, skin irritation, and digestive upset in individuals whose histamine tolerance has decreased, which commonly happens later in life. Blending raw spinach concentrates these compounds even further, making green smoothies a hidden trigger for discomfort in many older adults. This does not mean spinach must be avoided completely. It means form matters greatly. Cooking spinach significantly reduces oxalate levels and softens its fiber, making nutrients easier to absorb and digestion far gentler. Lightly steamed or sautéed spinach allows the body to benefit without the strain. Many people notice relief from bloating and joint stiffness simply by switching from raw to cooked spinach. Continuing to consume large amounts of raw spinach while experiencing discomfort is often a sign that the body is struggling, and ignoring these signals can gradually contribute to inflammation and mineral imbalances. Nutrition after 60 should focus on nourishment without overload, warmth without irritation, and balance without extremes. Listening to how the body responds and adjusting preparation methods can transform a so-called superfood into a truly supportive one that works with aging systems rather than challenging them. After 60, one of the most powerful shifts you can make for your health is choosing vegetables that feel gentle, calming, and supportive to your digestion rather than challenging it. And zucchini is one of those vegetables that aging bodies tend to respond to with relief, because zucchini is naturally soft, high in water, and very low in compounds that irritate the gut, which makes it ideal for slower digestion and sensitive stomachs, unlike many fibrous vegetables that ferment aggressively. Zucchini provides fiber that moves smoothly through the intestines, helping regularity without creating gas, pressure, or bloating. And many people notice their stomach feels calmer almost immediately when zucchini becomes a daily part of meals. Zucchini is also rich in potassium, which supports healthy blood pressure and fluid balance, something that becomes increasingly important after 60, when circulation and heart health need extra care. Another advantage of zucchini is how easy it is for the body to absorb its nutrients. Vitamin C in zucchini supports immune function and tissue repair, while antioxidants help reduce low-grade inflammation that contributes to joint stiffness and fatigue. Zucchini does not spike blood sugar, which is critical for seniors managing insulin sensitivity or energy crashes. Cooked zucchini feels warming and soothing, which aligns perfectly with how older digestive systems function best. Steaming or lightly sautéing zucchini breaks it down just enough to release nutrients without stripping them away, making it one of the most senior-friendly vegetables available. People who struggle with heavy meals often find zucchini helps them feel satisfied without feeling weighed down. Another overlooked benefit is hydration. Zucchini contains a high amount of structured water, which helps keep the digestive tract lubricated and supports kidney function. Dehydration is a silent issue in older adults, and foods like zucchini gently contribute to daily fluid needs. Zucchini is also very low in oxalates and histamines, making it safe for people who deal with kidney issues, joint pain, or histamine sensitivity. Many people who react to other vegetables find zucchini causes no discomfort at all, which makes it an excellent base vegetable for daily meals. It blends well with other foods, supports nutrient absorption from fats and proteins, and provides volume without irritation. Eating zucchini regularly sends a signal of safety to the gut rather than stress, and when the gut feels safe, inflammation throughout the body tends to decrease. This often shows up as reduced joint stiffness, more stable energy, and improved overall comfort. Choosing vegetables like zucchini after 60 is not about restriction. It is about wisdom, understanding that nourishment should feel supportive, not demanding, and when food leaves you feeling lighter, calmer, and more energized, that is a sign it truly belongs in your daily routine.